Bodine 52, how are you folks? You know what? I feel really fortunate to be able to have two motorcycles. Both Harley Davidsons. I love Harley Davidsons. That's all I've always thought I wanted to ride was Harley Davidsons. And it really doesn't matter what you ride. As far as I'm concerned, you're on 2 wheels, 3 wheels, you're a brother or sister. But I've been watching some friends that have YouTube channels. And I gotta tell you what, those Indian motorcycles look good. The Indian Challenger looks like something I just want to go ride. Is that in my future? So one of the great things about YouTube, and if you watch motovloggers, which are part of what I watch, there's other things, you not only get some new friends, but you get to see different parts of the country, quite frankly, different parts of the planet, which is really cool, and you get to see other motorcycles. So it made me kind of think, what makes us decide on what motorcycle we choose? Now, for me, it was real simple. I rode a buddy's bike in college for a year or so, just in and out of classes. And then I didn't ride until maybe, 5 years ago. And I bought a Suzuki Boulevard, I think it was a C50, if that's right. And I had that bike for, a couple months to make sure that I wanted to get back into riding, and I loved it, and it lasted a month. And then I have bought 3 Harleys since then, and I have 2 of them still. 2018 Ultra Limited and my 2000 Road King Classic. And I did take the driver's safety course. They call it something else at Harley, but one, just to make sure that I thought it was good for me and make my wife a little bit more comfortable. And so it makes me kind of think is, why did I buy a Harley? So one of the channels that I actually subscribe to and watch is Brian and Barbara of ridewithtwoindians. As a matter of fact, they were on our Sunday night live feeds every Sunday at 6 p.m. called Fireside Chat with the Boys, myself, Harley Day Rider, and Bronco Ride, and we always have a guest, and Brian and Barbara were a guest, and they both ride Indians. Now, there's other folks, that are friends, that ride Indians, or a bunch of different bikes, right? Gold Wings, McKaylee 7 comes to mind. And you start looking at those motorcycles and you go, hey, what do I like about that? What do I don't like about that? So, first let's start with why I chose Harley. So, I chose Harley, one, probably because of the reputation. Probably the dealer network. Their bikes appeal to my eye, right? It's something that I look at and I'm like, man, that really looks nice. I like that. A bunch of different models of Harley does that. And to a certain extent, I think the class they took there kind of made sense, right? Now, they didn't push you to buy a Harley there, but it's just how it kind of worked out, right? And I am glad that I bought a Harley, and I love Harley Davidson motorcycles. I do. I will always have 1 or 2, at least. And if I ever get old enough that I can't throw my leg over right and I need 3 wheels, I'll probably buy a Harley Davidson trike. That said, I was wondering, what would it be like if I strayed from Harley Davidson? Now, of all of the motorcycles that are out there, I will tell you that I do like the Goldwing. I think it has a lot of, after following Pete's 1800, McKaylee 7, there's some other folks that that we're friends with that have gold wings. The look just isn't what I prefer, what I like. Nothing wrong with it, just different for me, right? When I look at Indian motorcycle, I wonder if we're going to have to change that name too. All right, focus, buddy, focus. A lot of those don't appeal to me as well. But when I look at the Challenger and I watch Ride with Two Indians, their motorcycles, as well as Brian just did a really nice video on what's going on with Indians and the new bikes or updates coming out in 2021. I will actually link that video in not only the description, but at the end of this video, I'll have something up that you can just click on and it'll take you right there. So check it out. Great video, great channel. After you watch the video and meet Brian and then ultimately his wife Barbara, you'll sub to them because they're fantastic, right? Just good people, live in Florida, and they just love their Indians, right? So I was thinking, if I was going to buy another motorcycle, whether it was used or maybe new, let's say, God forbid, something happens to Big Mama here, and I still have a Harley Davidson, would I now go out and ride different manufacturers' motorcycles? Maybe. Maybe the Indian Challenger, right? So that leads to a lot of other discussions. And let's talk about why we follow people on YouTube. I follow people on YouTube because I like them personally. I like the type of videos they put out. I like their motorcycle, right? And you just kind of get to like them. They have some instructional videos. They have, vlogs. They do trips. But it really doesn't matter to me what kind of motorcycle they ride. Now, I will tell you that I would not unsub somebody if they sold their Harley Davidson motorcycle and bought another one. And I think back to, I think it was a couple years ago, McKaylee 7, Mike, just a super good guy, great channel, bought a Goldwing and got rid of his Ultra Limited. And I remember Mike and I talking, I actually talked about it in a video a year or so ago, about how many people were upset with him. Didn't follow his channel anymore. Of course, he got a lot of new folks that followed his channel. But it's really not about your channel growth. It's about entertaining people, friendships, education, all that stuff. And I just found it, I hate to use the word insulting, but just kind of not cool, right? And I stuck up for Mike, not only because I like Mike, I think he's a friend, but I just didn't think it was the right thing. So my question to you is, if I came on tomorrow and said, I sold both my Harleys and I bought an Indian and a Goldwing, would you unsub from my channel? Just curious. And just to clarify, I'm not getting rid of my Harleys. I have Harley tattooed on my derriere, just so you know. H and D. HD. That's right. If you wait till the end of this video, I'll show you a pic. No, I won't. But I do have thought about getting an adventure bike at some point. Obviously, Harley Davidson is not an adventure bike company, so then I would get another bike. But just curious, that's funny. And why do we buy the motorcycle that we buy? Life is about experiences. And if your experiences are different, that may lead you some way. If I happen to do the driver safety training at an Indian dealer, would I have bought an Indian? I don't know. But I'd like to know what you all folks think. One is, would you stray? Would you stray from your manufacturer to another big manufacturer? Do you think people would stop watching you? And I get that. Sometimes you may watch a channel so you can learn stuff about Ultra Limited. I know I have a lot of people that send me messages and comment that questions about my Limited, and they have one, and they're thinking about doing this, or they're thinking about doing that. And so I get that that is definitely a part of it. But I'd like to know what you think, and what would you do? And be honest. Be honest. But have no fear. Harley Davidson and Bodine is here. All right, folks. That is it for me. Just wanted to get your thoughts on, could you possibly be a motorcycle strayer? From the beautiful, almost fall, full colors soon. This is Bodine 52. Checking out. Call on a friend.